Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, I'm playing for these series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff and drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I kind of reviewed half of this already, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, though? Happens to be my Power Man 5000 shirt. Yeah! This is specifically from their 20th anniversary tour of their magnum opus album, Tonight the Stars Revolt. And if you're unfamiliar with Power Man 5000, they're often classified within the nu metal genre, but they also serve an industrial metal vibe. I got into their stuff pretty much when this album hit, and was instantly just in love, man. I super love their vibe and like the whole sort of spaceman theme that they had going on. Really, really dug it. After this album, they got a little bit, they kind of tried some stuff and everything. But going back, I actually do appreciate their following albums to also, but this is definitely, in my opinion, their best. I've been fortunate enough, I've actually got to see them perform live a couple times now, and I actually have videos of said performances. Those videos are on my channel, just in case maybe you want to, take a look, see what they do live. If nothing else, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction as far as their music goes, because I do think they're really incredible. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why have I reviewed half of this already? Well, because I do these reviews in this show, I'm always trying to keep abridged of new items that are coming out from, different companies and stuff, and as a result, I get ads and stuff, and, the algorithm realizes that, so they push that shit on me anyway. And just yesterday, they're like, hey, there's a new item coming out from a place. What place is it? It's Panda Express. And I was reading the article, and I'm like, didn't I already review that? And it turned out I'd reviewed half of it. So, what's the other half, though? Because it is there. Firecracker steak and shrimp. Or shrimp and steak. I think it's steak and shrimp, though. Thing is, I already reviewed their Firecracker shrimp, like a few months ago. That review's on the channel. But now they decided to go over there and add in steak with it, and they're calling it a new item, and I'm not mad at that. So it's got a little bit of a surf and turf thing. So let's go ahead, let's get a thing for the thing here. If I can make this kind of work for me. Looks like that, and we'll just kind of go, ha 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 ha! And yeah, I got a full plate, because fuck it, I'm hungry anyway, so. Where'd the fork go? Fork! So let's try out some Firecracker steak and shrimp. Let's start with the steak, right? That's the newest item. It's not terrible steak. Not terrible at all. Very tender. Panda Express, I don't eat at Panda Express all that often, but every now and again, the thing is, I have a small plethora of really nice, Chinese food places that I can go to. So this is kind of a very every now and again option for me. But credit where it's due. Their stuff isn't bad or anything. Just, it's nothing all that special. But steak itself is okay. It's tender. One thing I will say, it's definitely not as steaky in terms of flavor as you would like. It's Panda Express, they're Chinese fast food. You're probably not getting the best steak available, which that's fair. I'm not trying to shit on them for that, but It's not overly chewy or anything like that. It's definitely cooked nicely. I'm not mad at that. And then it's coated in their firecracker sauce. So it's got a little extra oomph to it. Which, for shrimp, I think makes perfect sense. For steak, I don't know. But let's keep going with because now we got the shrimp. And yeah, I personally think that works a lot better for the shrimp than the steak. It doesn't work poorly for the steak, but the thing with, like, shrimp is that, it takes on that flavor and everything, and it really kind of enhances, the whole thing. Whereas with the steak already has the flavor built into it. And not to say shrimp doesn't, but, steak is steak. It's nice and steaky, and so I kind of feel like going over there, even though the firecracker sauce isn't, like, overly heavy or anything, I do feel like, again, with the shrimp, I think it works really nicely. With the steak, I'm a little less impressed. But the steak is decent. The shrimp is good. And I don't mind it as a duo, because again, basically, you got a surf and turf thing going on. So, and the shrimps, to their credit, that's a good sized shrimp. Again, cooked nicely. Good flavor on it. I mean, as much as, yeah, obviously, like I said, Panda Express, they are a fast food, Chinese food chain. I've had worse Chinese food at, like, actual Chinese places. Not often. But I've been to, especially in my younger days, there were a couple of times where me and my dad, we ordered from a place, or, maybe we stopped off at a place, and we both just kind of were like, And I don't feel like that's the case with Panda Express. Worst case scenario, maybe you're not super impressed with it, but I mean, I'm not upset with this at all. The veg is nice and crunchy. I definitely got this, like, right when it was coming out. And I got a double order of it because I knew I was going to want, not only for the review, but for the flavor. But yeah, it's nice. The shrimp and the steak are both cooked well. They're both tasty. That's not a bad time. And I like the sauce. I think the firecracker sauce, it's got a nice kind of savoriness to it. It's not super spicy or anything, but it puts a little heat on your tongue. It gives you a little something to think about. It's good. Got a bit of a garlicky kind of vibe to it. I'm a fan. But 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. I mean, look, I enjoyed the firecracker chicken, or I'm sorry, the firecracker shrimp by itself. And I do think that the shrimp probably works better than the steak does. But I'm not going to be mad at adding steak to the equation, And it does create a little bit of a contrast, between the shrimp and the steak, So you got 2 different proteins working there. And, like I said, even if the steak wouldn't have been my first thing to go over there and cover in firecracker sauce, it didn't make it taste bad or anything, but no, it's good. And that's something where, I know it's a limited time thing. I think it's only available to, maybe the end of May, I want to say. I think that's what they had in the article. I'd be willing to get this again. I would in fact go as far as to say that this is a pretty dang good item from Panda Express. Everything was cooked nice. The firecracker sauce tastes good. It's not, I wouldn't consider it's not a destination item or anything. You don't need to have it, but, it's good. And that's why if I'm recommending it, sure. Like I said, don't go out of your way for it, If you like Panda Express, I'm sure there's, hardcore Panda Express fans. There's hardcore fans of everything. And I'm sure they're already up to date on it. If you're a more casual fan of the chain, like myself, like I said, you don't need to drive 2 towns over to get this. You could probably go over there and get better Chinese food at, again, just like a local place near you. But if you're like me, you got a convenience factor going on. The one that I go to is close to a Walmart that I attend, so, sometimes it's cool to stop in. That's actually what I'm doing today. Sure, it's tasty, it's good. It's not anything holy shit, but, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks over there, so it's a truly surf and turf-tastic rest of your life. Because, come on, surf and turf. I'd love to do a proper surf and turf for the channel, but man, just fucking stuff's so expensive these days. Just, stuff just keeps climbing. It's trying to get that done. That'd probably be like a $40 investment minimum. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Now, folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let me know if you happen to try this particular item. Give me your rundown of it. Is it something that you loved, something you hated? Were you like me, where you enjoyed it, but you thought, again, maybe the steak wasn't the best choice, but Anyway,